Hello everyone, this is the paint palette. I'm switching it up today, and I'm going to react to this video made by CGP Gray. I like most of the videos on his channel, but some of them are very sanctimonious and annoying, and this is definitely one of them. So I'm going to react to his ranking of the US state flags, some of which I'm not a fan of, and we'll get to that.
Hello, class. Your homework assignment...
I'm just not a big fan of vexillology in general because there's only so many ways to do it right by the 3 rules that they give you.
As the U.S. states that you are, was to make your state flag. A flag to stir pride in your citizens. A flag to stand proud on the American stage. A tough task, though not too tough with the guidelines I gave you upon which you will be graded. 1. Keep
You would be surprised.
it simple, something a child could draw.
That is stupid. I don't care if a child can't draw the, let's see here, the American seal. I still love it. It still brings pride to me in some degree because this is my country. I love that eagle. I don't care if a child can't draw it.
Even if they need to simplify it again, good enough. 2. Make it distinct at a distance. A flag...
Make it distinct at a distance. Given that they're state flags, I think that one can be ignored. Plus, I prefer that the states all be blue bed sheets on a background because since they are all U.S. states, they should look uniform at a distance because they are all part of this country. So that rule should not apply to provincial flags. I would suggest other countries, in fact, flout that rule for their provinces as well.
It's not a poster, it's not wallpaper, it's not a patch, it's not money or anything else looked at up close. No tiny details, it's a flag.
Yes, tiny details. Tiny details stand out if the flags are uniform enough.
It'll be flying from afar among other flags, and when the wind stops,
If you're a moron and you don't know which one you're looking for, you won't know.
you still need to be able to spot yours. 3. Colors or fewer, unless you really know what...
That is nonsensical. A good flag can work with as many colors as it needs to. 3 colors or fewer is an extreme restriction. If he said like 10 colors or fewer, that'd be cool. It'd make the other 2 rules less of a headache.
you're doing, but if you think you do, you probably don't. 4. Symbols, have them. Your colors and what...
Unless they're too small, in which case he will refer to the other rule. I think it was rule 2.
you design with them should mean something. It should say something about your citizens. 5. Words on a flag. The ideal number is 0.
I kind of agree with this one. You can make it work, but you've got to be clever.
It's a flag, not a note that you're passing in class. Thank you, I'll take that. If you violated this rule, I hope you hid those words in a design because you will be marked down.
You will be marked down. Even if you do it really well, he's still going to punish you for it. No overachievers in this class.
There is one thing you were absolutely forbidden from writing, because a flag is not a name tag. If you wrote your name on your flag fails as a flag. No exceptions.
I don't know. I guess it makes sense.
Alright, let's just get a quick look and see how everybody did. Hold up your flags, please. Alright. Because you're also internet to keep your attention, you're getting put on a tier list from S to F. S for super.
Man, he thinks his viewers are stupid. Like, real stupid.
F for, you guessed it, you failed. And I can see that so many of you did already. The F tier is going to be absolutely bursting. So we're going to break it down into a tier list inside a tier list, S to F for the F tier. All right, let's just get the worst out of the
shameless
way. Kansas, Montana, Wisconsin, Oregon, that's you. I'm sorry, get up here. You guys and so many of your classmates went with this basic template, seal on blue, that all you bluebells, by copying each other, have each made each other's...
There was an original flag before the current Kansas flag that I really loved. It was just a sunflower on a blue background, and that one's way better than the current one. So I kind of understand that. I
So
also love the state of Oregon's flag.
much worse in the distinct at a distance department. And you four, you started with seals in the center, which
These
is
are
already
distinct. You just cheat by taking your glasses off.
subpar, but signing that seal, so much sorrier. And Montana, this kerning, my eyes can only take so much. Wisconsin, unironically, a cheese-based flag would have been better. Objection from Oregon. You have a different design on the back, and this is so much better. I'm gonna give it a pass. You should just ditch the front
Yeah, that would actually kind of work. They need to tweak it a little bit, but yeah, they could totally make it work.
of your flag and be all in on the beaver. Hey, I wouldn't be laughing, California. It's your turn up here now, and I know you think your flag is awesome, but you seem to have scrawled California across it. And don't think bragging about the Republic is going to help your grade. I know all about that phase as an independent country that lasted.
What's really sad is Texas does it better and doesn't brag about the Republic, even though it lasted way longer.
What was it again? Oh, right. Barely 3 weeks. Rather a shorter time than some other nation states I could mention. And about your bear, look at him. Really look, California. That's a scared bear. Why did you
Yeah, that's definitely a stupid choice, so I'm gonna have to agree with Gray on this one.
draw him that way? This is A tier, but F tier. Hey, are you crying? There's no crying in flag design. There's just doing better, which you
I don't know. I can't imagine him making a kid cry, but if this was how he responded to a kid that did cry, I'd be afraid to be in his class.
easily can. Next, Dakota Sisters, you're up, and you've both written your names, so instant fail, but
No, I love these. I don't care about the name.
North, your seal is at least better drawn, so D tier, F tier, and South, you've picked a brighter blue, which is a bit distinct, so I'll put you on tier with your sister.
No, this goes in B tier. It's distinct, and it looks so cool.
But wait, did you write your name on the flag twice? F tier twice then. But suggestion, Dakotas. You both obviously like this spiky design element, so maybe you could do a cool North-South sister states thing with that. You know, bring some of that Greenland, Antarctica energy to the States. Now, all of you
No.
listen up. Today is not the final day of your judgment. Better is always an option. Take Miss Mississippi. She started with this flag, but recently felt it
That flag.
didn't fit her, and so transitioned to this one. Yes, she added words, which I will mark her down for, but they're hidden as hidden words can be. Then she
No, well, I would not have marked those down because they fit perfectly in the circle. It's so clever. And I love the magnolia thing.
put her favorite flower in the center, which is a bit too complicated for my liking, but you know what? This flag symbolically says Miss Magnolia, Mississippi. Exactly what a flag needs to do. Solid C. And let her serve as
Well,
the
actually
model
that
of
works.
achievable improvement for everyone who fails today, especially California. Thank you, Miss Mississippi.
Why does he never depict himself with a mouth?
You can sit down now. Next up, Nebraska. At least you didn't write your name real big on the bottom. FD. Vermont. Not terrible for F tier, obviously. Best
I love this. Well, I could love it more. It could be done better, but this, the deer, I love that. Freedom, Vermont, and unity. Vermont was another state that managed to be a republic for a little while. Independent. And I love this. I love the Green Mountaineers song. Even if it was written to make fun of Vermont's republic, I still love it.
looking seal so far, I guess. C tier. Maine, you wrote your name real big, but in a classy way. I can't believe you girls are even making me have to compare seal.
You're a teacher. Get used to it. Or you would have been. Let's see here. This could definitely be done better.
Designed so closely.
Make the seal bigger.
F tier, C tier. Ugh, I'm getting blue blinded. Can someone help me out here? New Mexico.
Ugh,
What
it's this one.
vexillological virtuosity is this? A design in the center so simple and sacred of the Zia people, done with bold colors that match the New Mexican landscape itself. It's
Oh yes, sand everywhere. What a joy.
enchanting. Need I even say the words, New Mexico? S tier.
Yeah, it stands out. It does everything a flag should. So, yeah, it gets S tier, but I would only give it that begrudgingly.
Thank you for giving me hope. Okay, back to the bluebells. New Hampshire, seal on blue, but you did kind of go all in
I love this one.
on the seal, and the ship is pretty good. I didn't think I needed a rule to say that a flag is not a painting of other flags, but here you are with 3. FB. Connecticut. Fan of the grapes, huh, kid?
I love
Nah,
that she
I'm
just
good,
offers
thanks.
him
Purple
grapes.
is objectively the worst color, but you know what? You could do something with that, and it would stand out. In the meantime,
Ugh, it looks like a road sign.
FD. Enjoy your grapes. Michigan.
Yeah, I don't like this one.
Nice. I will, and all I see is more boring blue. FD. Can anyone do blue but good? Ah, Alaska. Look at this, ladies. The northernest state showing off the northernest star in an open blue sky. And she didn't feel the need to write Alaska across it, which must have been pretty tempting. California? And even better,
Seriously?
the companion constellation of the Big Dipper is but the tail of Ursa Major, a great bear in the sky, the animal most associated with this state and important to the Alaska natives. How clever, Alaska! I simply must give you the Best Bear Award. This flag is pretty top tier, but the low contrast design with the sparse stars
Oh, the low contrast design of yellow and blue.
does make it difficult to differentiate at a distance, especially in, say, dark winters. And it breaks my brain that your official vertical orientation is for the North Star to be at the bottom. North Star, top star. Look, this is an
They'd have to reorient the Dipper itself for that to work.
amazing patch, which I think comes pre-installed on every backpack in Alaska, so your citizens obviously love it. It's a good flag, it's the best bear, best in B tier. Oh, sorry,
No, that goes... fine.
Miss Missouri. I didn't see you've also got
This one stands out. It's like the Netherlands wanted to be a state, but in order to join, they agreed to make their flag lamer.
a bear. 2 bears? No, wait, there's a bear on the seal the bears are holding? You definitely win most bears, darling. And most stars with, wow, 61. 13 for the original 13 states on the American seal, which you put inside your seal for sealception. Then 24 stars for your entry as the 24th state. Twice. It's very busy, and you put all those bears and stars and words atop a tricolor, the most basic of all flag designs, but blessed be you didn't write your name, so I'm passing you. D tier. Anyone else who didn't write
No,
their
this
name?
goes in... This should go in B tier. It would stand out among the other flags if you had to point it out.
Ah, Rhode Island. You wrote Hope,
I
but
love this
I'll
one.
take it at this point. This is also quite the square, but I guess you're going all in on the sailing motif with the anchors and the colors, and it works. C tier. On
No, this should go in S tier. It works perfectly. Yeah, it works perfectly as a state flag.
to the Commonwealth Club. No more hiding in the back. It's your turn. Commonwealth of Massachusetts. At least it's not blue, and it's sort of simple. In comparison, of course, FC. Kentucky, I know you like being in the Commonwealth Club, but you can't write it on your flag. Well, you can, but you're getting...
This should be a KFC flag. I'm sorry. Whenever I think of Kentucky, I think of either my grandparents or KFC.
F tier, D tier for that. Pennsylvania. If you're going to do seal on blue, this is pretty good. And you didn't write...
This one really stands out because it's got those two distinct horses.
Commonwealth of Pennsylvania anywhere. F tier, B tier. And
No, this should go up in C tier.
come on up, Captain of the Club, Commonwealth of Virginia. Let's see what you've done. Oh God, are you trying...
She's just as fed up with him as I am, and I love it.
Get me demonetized? Your flag has nudity, murder, and an explicit call to violence. But you know what, Virginia? That's kind of badass. FB. Oh, Ohio.
I'd probably put it in C tier.
Ohio, another oddly shaped flag. You know this is more of a cape than a flag, right? Right, you do. Well, it's very much America. I'm gonna give it a B. Next
I would put that one in S tier, because it really stands out.
up, Delaware. Delaware. Fully writing out.
This one also really stands out, and I love the date on it. They're letting you know they were the first to sign up, and I love it.
The date on the bottom is just such a bottom tier move. I know you're the Forgotten State, and
The only downside of their flag is the background looks like a washed out version of the Brazilian flag.
you want to emphasize that you're really the first, but there's gotta be a better way. FF,
Ugh.
Wyoming. Let me tell you something, Wyoming. Let me tell you what I foresee as the final
I love that Wyoming has a pet buffalo.
chapter
She brought a gun to school.
of my life. When age or end times come, when my work is finished and forgotten, I will travel to your great state to find a plot of land, one with a cozy cabin, a porch out front, where pet buffalo by my side, shotgun across my lap. I will watch the sun set for however many days are left. For me, for us all. And in the sky above this scene, I will fly this flag of Forever West with pride. But I will have to get it custom printed to remove this terrible, needless seal you've stamped
You can ignore the seal. Good
in
lord.
the center. A seal upon which you have written your name. It's so close to epic, but for now I must, by my own unbreakable rule, give it an F. But S tier F, obviously. Now, who's going to be next? All the
The F, the tier list within the tier list was a bad idea.
eyes. Europe, starting with Idaho. You wrote your name twice. I can't even right now. FF. Iowa. You've got your name too, and a whole sentence of.
It looks like a flag for a French airborne division. I guess that makes sense. It was part of the Louisiana Territory.
Instruction? Have you won the most words award?
Nope.
Oh, no, not even close. Idaho beat you for 12 to tie with Nebraska to be beaten by Wyoming for 13, and first place goes to South Dakota, 17 words. But that doesn't make this any less bad, Iowa. And you also wrote your name. F tier, obviously, but at least it's much America, so F tier, A tier. Indiana, oh,
I'd
what?
put it in C tier. It stands out perfectly, so you could see it among the flags, but it's got the French flag in it, so I'd knock it down. So just unless Quebec's joining too, I don't want there to be any French flags in the Union.
A relief, Indiana. Pretty good. Colors are similar to.
At least not any French inspired state flags. Like Louisiana could get away with that if they tried. I'd love to see them try, but the French are almost extinct in Louisiana. So I can't imagine it'd be done outside of New Orleans.
Alaska, but with more stars, it's more identifiable at a distance, and you've done your own thing with the Torch of Liberty. It's pretty good. I'm gonna give it an what are you doing?
It's got its name, but I don't mind.
F tier, A tier. Sit down. Last of the eye is Illinois. You've also gone with an eagle, but it is not very good. I'm sorry.
This is horrible. It looks like clip art. Sorry, Illinois. It just does.
And your backwards sovereignty on the scroll points for realism, I guess. But a flag is not a painting, and you added the date of this design? Why?
Yeah.
Oh, this is literally just the seal of Illinois on a white background written above the word Illinois. It's terrible. F tier, F tier.
It would
Colorado.
kind of stand out.
I feel like you're really trying to push my boundaries here, Colorado. The design is simple while still standing out, and I'd give it a B, but
I love
this
it.
giant C, it's a little.
It's like a video game. It's like a video game company symbol. What do they call it? A logo? It's like a video game company logo. I love it for that. It's got that. It's really. It feels high energy.
On the nose, don't you think, Colorado? And you know what else it is? It's writing. writing on a flag. C for
Loser.
C tier. And don't point to Ohio, she did it better. Most people didn't even notice the O. Next, Minnesota. Terrible. Oof, this is just terrible. Your name isn't as big and bad as the other bluebells, but the busyness is bottom tier bad.
Oh goodness, this one I still prefer it to the new one because it stands out, even if it's because it looks like, to quote Hugbees, a spaghetti plate someone vomited on.
Wisconsin, I was too harsh on you before. This is the worst flag in the Union. Come on, Minnesota. You're America's blonde scion of Scandinavia. A classic flag designs itself. But this, I need a visual palette cleanser now. Ah, Alabama. Can't go wrong with a simple shape. Identifiable
Oh yes, amazing. The X.
at a distance, vertical perfection, and a less
Of course, it's actually the St. Andrew's Cross, but I don't care. I'm just going to call it the X. Big red X.
to everyone. So much more can be done with so much less. This flag would fit in on the international stage. A for
No, it
Alabama.
wouldn't.
State of West Virginia, home of hardy Appalachia. You deserve better than this. FD.
I
Arkansas.
actually like West
You know
Virginia's
what, Arkansas?
flag.
Even with writing your name real big across the center, I think you've made it kind of work. I can't pass you, obviously, but it's
Loser.
very America, and diamonds are your thing. I'm gonna give it F tier, A tier. And speaking
No,
of words
this
that
goes
work,
in A
get
tier.
up here, Nevada. Now, obviously, this flag is bad and boring, which is a crime because you get the award for
Bad and boring. It's got Battle Born on it. And he's going to address that, obviously. But this would pass for me because it was made during the Civil War, and I love it just for that.
the two best words ever written on a flag. Battle born. Battle born. It's awesome. And unlike some other states trying to big up their history that we won't mention, you really did become a state for the Union in the middle of America's bloodiest war. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but if two words ever deserve to be put in impact font on a flag, battle born are those words. Do it, Nevada. Do it, do it, do it. Maryland, oh my.
Yes, I
It's
love this one.
hideous. So hideous, it falls right off the bottom to land back on the top.
The way CGP Grey feels about all the flags he considers hideous, I feel I feel the way he feels about Maryland about those flags. They all still work, mostly. Some of them really don't. Like California's does not. When I see California's borders and I think of California, I do not think of the bear. Because they've driven it almost extinct, I think. Maybe it is extinct. I'm not totally sure.
S tier Maryland, I don't care what anyone says. Wear it with pride. Louisiana,
Yes.
that pelican is vulning herself, which is a heraldic term meaning to injure herself, making you the only flag to show actual blood. I must remind you
Yup.
that a flag is not heraldry, but at least it's unique. FB. Tennessee.
No.
I think people underrate your flag, Tennessee, partly because of this blue bar on the side, which seems a bit random when looked at on a screen, but was added to keep it distinct when flying with or without wind, which totally works. And your
Yep. I love this. I love my state flag. Even if it always feels like it's backwards. Like you could flip the picture, you could flip it sideways, and I would think it was just a regular flag, but I still love it.
3 stars are for the 3 grand divisions of your rather rectangular state, unified. This flag, on screen it's a B, but in the air it's an A. Washington. Washington. A flag is not money, Washington, and this is real extra awkward because DC, who isn't even in this class, absolutely wrecked you with this A-tier flag that represents Washington so much
It'd be weird for two flags to both use the Washington family seal.
better by adapting his family coat of arms,
Coat of
not
arms.
drawing his facey face. But at least it's money green, so it stands out from the blues. FC. Hawaii. I have complicated feelings about this flag, Hawaii.
I love this flag. I don't care what other people think. I love this flag because of because of the reason it was made. The Hawaiians wanted to keep trading with both the United States and Britain during one of the wars between the US and Great Britain. And so they adopted they've always loved the British, so they had the Union Jack as part of their flag. So that was there. And they added the stripes to make it clear that they still wanted to be friends with us, which I just love.
It's ugly, but in a bit of the magnificent Maryland way. The 8 stripes for the 8 islands don't align at all with the Union Jack,
I
which
don't
is
care.
also historically confused, as you were never part of the British Empire. You instead just took their flag to use for your kingdom as your own, which is a pretty bold move. Well, you didn't write Kingdom of Hawaii across it, and you love your rainbows. And if an American flag was a rainbow, this would be that flag. I'm gonna give it a B. Oklahoma. You're another real heartbreaker here, kid. We're just gonna ignore this for now and look at this, which is not a seal but a buffalo skin shield of the Osage Nation. Much cooler, and with a pipe of the Plains American Indians crossed with the olive branch for Europeans who were becoming Americans. You've done by far the best job of symbolically trying to address something very American that other flags struggled with.
Well, Oklahoma especially is trying to do it because for the longest time, Oklahoma was just a territory.
Minnesota. I'm giving it an FC because there's something here that could be even epicer. Carolina Sisters, South First. It's a bit disjointed, and
It's
I know
okay,
you love the
and I
palmetto,
love it.
but everyone thinks this is a palm tree, and it's weird because you have the angel oak, one of the most famous and beautiful trees in the world, which could make a much better
Every one of CGP Gray's suggested alternatives are awful. They're too simple and they're confusing.
design, and then there would be zero chance of people confusing you for California. But unlike California, you didn't write your name, so you pass. But this complicated plant in the center, it's just not as good as Miss Mississippi's. D tier.
Get over
North
yourself.
next. Now, I'm totally biased toward my adoptive state, and when I see...
Really? You lived in North Carolina at some point? Weird. I guess it's hypocritical for me to say that because even though I've been born and lived in Tennessee for all of my life, I still sound like someone from New England or just the average American. No southern accent here.
This flag flying around Raleigh, it provokes in me pride of Old North, even if it does look a bit too much like someone else's flag. But if I'm trying to be consistent, I can't give a flag with not just letters, but entire words more than C tier. I don't think either of you need a redesign desperately. So many others are ahead of you on that line, but perhaps you sisters could, like the Dakotas, consider a Carolinian combo for the future.
I hate these.
Cool.
Stop
Next,
it.
New Jersey. That color is a real choice, but you know what? At least it stands out.
It's the mustard flag.
And your seal isn't awful. F tier, B tier. Arizona. A tier, awesome Arizona.
Yeah, I
You got
love
a
this
red
one.
and yellow sunset that looks like your state and is also a nod to the Spanish settlers. I know some don't like the Copper Star, but they are wrong because you're the Copper Queen. And it also makes me think of sheriffs of the Wild West. Did I already say A tier Arizona? A tier Arizona. Now for New York. New York.
This one stands out, but for being
I'm a
lame.
native son of your great state, so it hurts me when I say
I have a friend who's a New Yorker. So I can't say anything too bad about New York itself, without being kind of a jerk, but this flag could do better.
all the flags. Yours is my biggest disappointment. Sure, your seal is better than most. F tier, C tier, whatever.
No,
But
it
you
deserves
are
better.
the Empire State, daughter of actual empire. If you aspire to that awesome moniker, how do you think your flag compares to, say, this? Let's just visit London real.
The reason the UK's flag is like that is just because of the kingdoms. It was not a deliberate design choice at the time for any of those, so to make that comparison is kind of cheating.
Quick. And here you'll see Union Jacks for sale everywhere. Union Jacks used everywhere because UK did S tier work. Back in London,
Not only with their flag, but with their empire. They practically subjugated the world.
sister city of New York. Can you even find a state flag? And are you really going to let New Jersey have a more identifiable flag than you?
I love that.
Excelsior to S tier, New York. Now get out of here. Georgia! I feel like it almost kind of works with the seal in the corner,
love
but
this one.
ultimately doesn't. And it's a little bit too much like North Carolina, which is a little bit...
You moron. What it's modeled after is actually the original Confederate flag, which I'm not a fan of, but they make it work, so I can give it a pass.
Much like somebody else. You didn't write your name, but you did write a lot of words. D tier. All right, enough foreshadowing. Get up here, Texas. You already know this is an A tier flag. I don't need to tell you that. But you've also done just so much work with state pride. You and your citizens love and use this flag like you're still the Republic of Texas. And you're getting the bonus points you deserve for it. Florida. Did you just copy Alabama's flag but make it worse? And you wrote your name on it? A tier only because you're copying a good design. Please try again on your own this time. Oh, I see you have a last minute because you're copying.
Admittedly, Florida could make a much better flag for itself. I might actually try designing some alternate state flags. That said, there are some that I won't be touching because Videntis did his own alternate flags video and he tampered with Tennessee's flag in a way I'm not a fan of. Never color it orange again. This is not Holland.
Being a good design. Please try again on your own this time. And
Love
last
the
up,
pet gator too.
it's you, Utah. Oh, I see you have a last-minute redesign in hand. Which is it going to be? You have chosen wisely.
Oh,
This
yes, that
is
one.
a great and meaningful flag. The symbol for the industry of your people atop their state
Well, not
star.
just that, it's also a Mormon symbol, which, in my eyes, kind of taints the flag, but I can get past that.
In the nation, built on your red rocks before the white peaks and under the blue sky.
I love
It's
it.
A tier. But
Yes.
class, the most important part of any assignment is not just knowing the rules written out, but what is inside the heart of he who is giving the grade. This flag, with bees and bestigons, for me.
It shows that Utah knew how to get into this guy's head. Good job, Utah. Just like the Mormons, you know how to play to individuals when you try.
It can't be but S tier.
Aw.
Class dismissed.
Oof. Let's watch this line of the states. It's really cute. Love that so much. Well, I love the line of states. I do not like his ranking, and I'm going to do a different one later on. But this is gonna be my reaction to this video, so that you know why I'm making my own tier list. Because I think his tier list sucks. I hope he reconsiders. Anyway, it was produced very well. Of course, the audio work is always great because it's a CGP Grey video, and his animation style is never bad. So, I also love his designs for all of the states as characters. All of them were awesome. Even New York with that weird cloak, it still works. New York looks kind of like a supervillain, or like the daughter of a supervillain who's training her to make sure that she grows up to be the next best supervillain in the family. Especially with that eagle on the top of the planet in the flag. It works great. So, I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you all next time.